All right, early March with the guys here deep in the desert of New Mexico. And finally, I've made it to Chaco culture. This is gonna be a good one. You guys ready?
Let's go. Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Chaco culture was established on March 11th, 1907. It encompasses an area of over 53 square miles. It officially became a National Historical Park in 1980 and a World Heritage Site in 1987.
So this is our first stop on our 2024 staff retreat trip. We are way up in northwestern New Mexico, and this is a national site I've been longing to see for quite some time. We just got off the main road, and this is the southern entrance. It's a dirt road for at least another 19 miles from here to hit the visitor center. So we'll check in with you then. Thanks for traveling with us. So we're at our first set of ruins right now, and let me just make a couple opening comments before we take you on this tour. There is, I believe, 10 sets of ruins that are on the park brochure. I think there's 12 altogether in this general area. I'm going to try to pronounce the names to the best of my ability. Please don't butcher me in the comments down below. All of these names were obviously not original. Some have Navajo roots, some have Spanish roots, but I'll do a lot of voiceovers as well, but make a couple comments as we go that just sort of jump out at me. This is amazing. This is one of the unexcavated sites here, and I believe this is all original, but the engineering and the architecture is absolutely incredible. I mean, look how smooth this is, how tight the fitting is here in the masonry. You can probably could not reach the other side. We're going about at least 3 feet in. So this is a very thick wall as well. And you're talking over 1,000 years, still for the most part, standing strong. Just incredible.
Una Vida, Spanish for one life, as you can see here, is a Chacoan great house, one of the earliest and 5th largest in the canyon. It's located right next to the visitor center.
So we have just started the loop road that goes around the park, and the majority of the sites are just off the loop road. Some of them need to be reached by hiking, and the trails vary in distance. This would be the first site, whwew, and it's not far from the very entrance of the loop road. Short walk, maybe a football field to reach the ruins.
Still relatively unexcavated, whwew, another great house, originally contained approximately 150 rooms, 2 kivas, and a covered plaza. This site was constructed between the late 900s and early 1000s. And no one can officially determine how this site derived its name.
So this is our second stop right now on the loop drive. You got Pueblo Bonito. We'll go there next. So I'm told that this is the second largest Chacoan great house, covered an area of 3 acres. And it was at its peak 12 feet above the ground. This should be interesting.
Chaco Kettle was largely completed by 1075. The people vacated the site by 1250. Scholars estimate it took over 500,000 hours, 26,000 trees, and over 50 million sandstones to erect this structure. Today, most believe this structure held a very important place in the larger Chacoan system.
This is the highlight. This was the centerpiece right here of the Chacoan culture. Pueblo Bonito, pretty much excavated right now as well, built back in the 1100s. Biggest great house. It had to be taller than this. It's pretty neat. It's neat here in the Bonita house that they let you actually come down into the structure itself. And of course, all this has been excavated, but it's been a series of passageways. We've probably gone through about 10 to 15 doorways just like this that brings us to the end of this section where they would all meet in all these meeting houses. It's also interesting that you can see the original wood rafters that went across, and we're looking at 3 stories tall. This in its heyday was quite a structure. So a little rough on your back, but quite the adventure.
Located just a few hundred yards from Pueblo Bonito, Pueblo del Arroyo contained approximately 300 rooms. Unlike the other sites, this location was built away from the cliff walls. The trail through this area is about a quarter-mile long. Quinclazo, meaning yellow house, is a medium-sized great house, originally containing approximately 55 rooms, 4 ground floor kivas, and a 2-story tower. The house was erected between 1125 and 1130 and shows evidence of an obsidian production industry that was discovered here.
So we're going to hit the Pueblo Alto Trail right now. This is actually the original staircase that dates back probably over 1,000 years. It'll get us up quite a ways and give us a decent overlook of the structures down below. And the one thing that helps out with this perspective, especially when they were looking to survey the land, is the amazing geographical coordination that they used when they built these amazing complexes. Looks like a tight fit. This is probably the easiest part of the climb so far. Definitely the safest. But overall, not too bad. Super windy up here. I think we're approaching the overlook rather shortly. Hey America's Parks, thanks so much for watching the video today. We're at Jerry's Cafe here on Route 66 in Gallup, New Mexico, not too far from Chaco culture. Hope you enjoyed the video. Always room for you on every national park adventure. Man, I got some serious wind burn going on here. Had sunscreen on, but man, that wind was super strong. And with the chicken sandwich in my hand, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Have a great evening, or morning, or afternoon, whatever it might be for you.